lifters who have got some pretty smart performers amongst them. Michaela Breeze, former Commonwealth Games champion, alongside myself. And Michaela, you know, not only have we got the world champion and the runner-up from Houston in 2015, we've also got the best of the Croatians in Emma Mušić. She's up against it to get a medal, but of course it's going to make the atmosphere exciting here.
Well, this is the most electric atmosphere we've had so far at these championships. It's a packed out stadium here, so very much looking forward to raising the roof when they see their home man take the stage.
We've also got the defending champion. That's Alexander Pilashenko of the Ukraine. So overall, something to really look forward to. Bulgaria, Russia, France, Poland, Croatia, Ukraine, Belarus and Germany, double-handed. And there you get a really good idea of the stadium here, this traditional sports hall in the heart of Split. And 85 kilos, that's a bit more than 13¼ stone, 187 pounds. And these, I think this is, you know, a category which has been seen so many famous lifters over the years. Here you can see the body weights. They're not relevant in the sense that they no longer determine the positions. What they do, though, is give you an idea if anybody's weighed in particularly light or particularly heavy. But as you saw there, actually, they were pretty well all much of a muchness. So coming up to the introduction of the athletes, and also we'll bring you up to date with what happened in the B group earlier today. Ivan Markov, the world silver medalist in Houston, representing Bulgaria, 28 years of age, and Artem Okyuov, the world champion from America in Texas. And now a young Frenchman, Roman Imadushin Romain, and comes from Lille, and Krzysztof Svaric for Poland, an experienced campaigner. Representing Croatia, here he is, Emma Mušić, under 23 European champion, a few years back, but still very much someone who would have an outside chance of a bronze. There's the defending champion from the Ukraine, and representing Belarus, the European under 23 champion of 2 seasons ago. And then Tom Schwarzbach for Germany, who've done extremely well with their lifters so far. Good spirit in the camp. And his teammate, Michael Müller. And completing the lineup here, Mr. Kharasevich for Belarus. So we're going to take a little break. A couple of minutes to go before we get underway. Back after this. So 85 kilos men, and this is a category which has been won by some great lifters over the years. If I go back in time, well, the likes of Benjamin Hennequin for France, Georgi Markov for Bulgaria, and Asanidze for Georgia. He's won it on no less than 3 occasions, and of course the legendary German Mark Huster. So Mark, who's commentating with our colleague Ron Ringuth, he'll be very interested in the first man onto the stage here, Michael Müller. Haven't seen too much of him on international stages. By the way, Andronik Karapetian from Armenia, the best in the snatch in the B group earlier in the day, 160 kilos, 149 kilos on the bar, facing you now.
Very confident opening attempt from Michael Müller. 149 on the board. only good enough for 5th position at this stage. We've got some really good lifters from the B group who have set the standard.
Yeah, but that is straight away a new mark for him. So from his point of view, that's a good start. German team double-handed here with Tom Schwarzbach, arguably the more successful of the two so far at this European level of competition. And as we've said for most of the week here, a lot of the competitors, of course, just coming back after the Olympic Games, a new cycle beginning, and a big roar for Amar Mucic of Croatia, 30 years of age, and he's opening up on 150. He went to Rio, finished outside the top 10, but he did collect 150 kilos at the Olympic Games last summer. So let's hope he can get off to a good start and build on this. Well, he's certainly motivated the fans to come into the hall tonight, Michaela. To step forward, but needs to stand still.
He didn't hear the buzzer. He didn't hear the down signal.
Slightly nervous, but that often happens on first attempt.
There's a lot of flashes of photography here. A little bit disrespectful from the crowd. They're probably not aware of how much focus is required when you're trying to set yourself for a lift like this. The last thing you want is flashes going off.
Well, you're right, you see, because the crowd are actually only about 25 meters away when you put it all together. And now Tom Schwarzbach for Germany. Schwarzbach, 30 years of age, a year older than his teammate Michael Müller, same age as the Croatian who just preceded him, and 150 kilos to open his account.
Well, nice lifting, hands right out to the edge of the bar. Tall guy, long arms, doesn't want that bar travelling on. Necessarily high, so the wider the hands are, the less distance the bar has to travel.
And he picks up where he left off, because effectively that's what he ended up on in Ferde last year at the European Championships. So again, good start moving forward. German technique, always something that we generally praise. They're very solid in that department.
The Spanish, the Germans, the Russians, it seems to me that as they bring these youngsters through the ranks, the first thing they drill is the technique, and they drill it until it is absolutely spot on. Then the weights will come. The weights are the easy bit. Getting the technique is the bit where you've got to be patient and you've got to be disciplined.
Well, I mean, obviously, get the technique right, avoid the bad habits. That's absolutely crucial.
And then have a long career as well, because you're at less risk of injury.
Imadushin, European under-23 bronze medalist in Eilat. He's got a personal best of 155. The French have got their tails up here. They've won one women's title and one men's title, so going well. 4 gold medals for the French so far.
Well, he's pumped up, isn't he?
He is pumped up, but he's relatively inexperienced. You know, talking to the coaches, they're saying, you know, bear with him, he's young.
He's young. I believe this is his senior debut as well, so he's got credentials at under 23 level, but this is his first time on the platform with the big boys.
Yeah, just 21. And, of course, he is somewhere away off Karapetian. Interesting with Karapetian, because didn't have a good time in Rio.
No.
to say the least.
His elbow in Rio, I believe it was on one of the clean and jerks, if I remember. He was there or thereabouts for the medals, and then that went out the window. But it was really good to see Karapetyan back in the B group competing earlier today. And I've got to say this, he started his clean and jerk on less than he finished his snatch, and that's just a sign of a guy that's coming back. He's taking his time, and I'm fairly sure come the World Championships we're going to see him in great shape.
Yeah, he has 160 kilos. As you alluded to, he wasn't so effective in the clean and jerk. 165 was his best, and that pushed him down to 5th overall. And so this Frenchman now, he's got plenty of time. Just needs to settle. Certainly up for this. We saw that in the first attempt, although he didn't make it.
Oh, he's done well there. That nearly went backwards. Young man, lots to learn on this kind of platform, and he's taken it in his stride.
Well, he's got lots of help. I mean, he's got Venceslas Dabaya, and he's got Kinge Matam as well, who won the title here. You've got an interesting little photo today, didn't you, about Kinge, one of the Frenchmen who won his title?
Yes, I did. Yes, sorry, you had to remind me then. Well, there's something been posted. I'm not sure the right person has posted it. Mine Lovchev has posted that it was an elbow touch. It does look like it could have been an elbow touch on his gold medal winning lift, but hey, the referees didn't pick up on it, neither did the jury, neither did we.
So Michael Muller with half a minute to win it. Second attempt, 1:53. Now, again, this will be a new personal best. Just look at the way he goes to work here, locking on.
Trapping the thumb between the fingers and the bar, that's called hook grip. You can see the thumbs have come out overhead. Doesn't matter what happens overhead. But the hook grip, make sure you don't lose your grip. Really good lifting from the German.
Yeah, again, when you have two lifters from the same country, inevitably, and these two are pretty closely matched, there'll be a great desire by both of them to come out as top banana tonight. And Music out for Croatia. Now, let's hope the cobwebs are away, and this is a good, effective Well, when you get a field like this, you've got to be making every lift you can. Heavier we get, obviously, the spread between the lowest entry total and the heaviest becomes that much greater. Having said that, of course, we saw earlier this afternoon Sona Pogosyan of Armenia lifting well and unexpectedly getting a surprise overall bronze medal, so it can happen, and he's got to follow himself. Now, when you look at the totals that have been posted here, we've got Pilashenko, the defending champion, 170 for his opening snatch. Ivan Markov, the world silver medalist, 170 as well. And just looking at the opening weight.
Well, there's a number of lifters that have yet to start. Just see Artem Okulov strolling around in the warm-up room. He hasn't even taken his jacket off yet.
Now, the crowd have got to be on his side, but in the right way. Now. Important. Come on. Oh, no.
He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah.
He let go of the bar just at the right time. I thought there was actually movement in one of the elbows. Just couldn't stand still. Needs to stay on the platform and be in control, and that he was not.
President of the Croatian Weightlifting Federation, Damian, in picture there. And only 1 out of 3, I'm afraid. Well, we'll wait to see what he can produce in the clean and jerk. I was doing opening weights. Pavel Khadasevich of Belarus, 156. Mudreski of Belarus, also 156. And again, one country with 2 lifters. That'll be interesting because they're going to be pushing each other. And the loaders have been cleaning up the bar and have got it back to centre stage. It's a crowded room in the warm-up room. And Schwarzbach out now for Germany. Currently lying in 6th place, 4 kilo increase. Well, he's got plenty of time. You're absolutely right, Michaela. His hands couldn't go further out than they are now.
Tremendous stress on the shoulders with the hands being wider. You can just see him shaking his arms out. That takes a lot out of you. It's a great lift.
These
from Schwarzbach, 154.
These German lifters in the German army, which allows them to train full-time.
Well, this is what used to happen with the German lifters. They were all in the army and they were all given time to train and perform, and they did really well. Was there a period of time then, since the likes of Marcus, Ronnie Weller, where they haven't been able to?
No, generally they've had that level of support, but of course, you know, the glory days, you know, Ronnie Vella, Mark Huster, Oliver Caruso. I mean, it happens to every nation, doesn't it? You know, you get a purple patch, and you know, right through the 90s, they were the real stars of the show, not just at European level, at world level. And Frank Mantek was the driving force, the passion, and well, like everything, time comes to move on. I mean, the German boys who are here are actually, you know, not babies. I mean, they're all mid-20s to 30.
Schwarz of Poland. I'm not sure what preparation he's doing there on his knees, but
yeah. But out comes the first of the Belarus boys.
Nice overhead, really confident underneath the bar.
Yeah, this is Maxim Modrzejewski, and the gold medalist 2 seasons ago at the under-23 Europeans, which was in Klaipeda, if my memory serves me right. And that's very good in terms of how to produce a precise snatch.
It's about catching the weight overhead, not placing it. So for those of you who have had a go at this back home, if you find yourself catching the bar high and riding it in, then think about how much effort you're putting into the lift. Right now we're seeing maximum effort because these are maximum weights, but if you're catching it high, the chances are you're probably putting too much effort in. It's all about timing.
And Modrzejewski of Belarus now up into 2nd place, 156 kilos. Michaela, we once again have to go through body weights no longer count to determine places. It's all about a completely new system. The man who lifts the higher weight first retains that position, which means that everybody else, if they want to go ahead of him, have to lift at least a kilo more. And Schwarzbach out now for 156. And this would be a new personal best for him.
Weightlifting, 3 out of 3 for Tom Schwarzbach. Well, he's pumped up, he's on fire. And it's a really good first half to the competition.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to what you were talking about before, this technique. I mean, they make high percentages.
Well, let's look at this. Really good extension, speed under the bar, catches it at the bottom. A couple of steps forward. Well, when you're under this kind of pressure, why not?
So, Imadouchine of France now on to the stage now. He did have that miss first time out, but he's put 5 kilos on the bar. Imadouchine looking for 157 to move him up into second place momentarily.
Oh, dear me. He's okay. He just swung his shoulders back, put a big swing on the bar. And that momentum really did send him backwards.
Interesting to look at this from the side there. You'll get a real indication of what Michaela was explaining.
You want to be on flat feet as the bar gets to mid-thighs. You can extend upwards, but he just whips his shoulders back.
So, Michael Muller in this private little battle with his teammate. Now, Muller on 153. Schwarzbach has got 156.
Oh, dear me. Well, he's got out of jail there. I'm not quite sure how. But yes, he may celebrate.
Yeah, and he gets the 4 kilos that he was looking for, and that puts him into second place. So at the halfway stage in the duel between the two German athletes, it's Michael Muller who's got the edge.
Well, that won't be one of the tidiest lifts he's done. Got buried at the bottom, hit really hard by the bar, but somehow managed to recover. Really gutsy fight. Krzysztof Schwarz of Poland out for his first attempt now, 159. Still not good enough to take the lead. He had a 160 from the B group, so this for second place. And a comfortable opening attempt from Schwarz.
Yeah, he's Krzysztof Schwarz, a really consistent, regular campaigner at the European level.
He got it 2-1 there. I'm not sure what the red light was for.
Yeah, we need to see that from the front, directly from the front.
Well,
that looks all right to me.
Nothing wrong there.
Yeah, Schwarz, 5th in Europe a couple of seasons ago. And Khadasevich for Belarus now. First attempt, 160.
So dynamic. Well, very impressed with that first attempt.
Yeah, he was in the Junior Worlds last season and collected 170 kilos. That's his personal best in this particular discipline.
Well, so solid at the bottom. You can see the arms and the shoulders quivering. That's simply because of the stress of the weight. This is now 160 kilos at a body weight of sub 85.
Well, still 3 men to start their campaign. Ivan Markov, the world silver medalist, Okivov of Russia, the world champion, and Pilashenko, the defending champion. Bulgaria, Ukraine, Russia, all to start. And now Modareski, second attempt, 161. Now this is to take the lead away from Karasevic.
Oh, dear me.
No, not to be.
Very short on the extension. As a result, had to fight it hard. This time, the bar got the better of him.
So, at the moment, it's Karasevic of Belarus, 160, first attempt. And he's ahead of the B group lifter Karapetian, 160 also, but it was his third attempt.
The elbows there under a lot of pressure. What kind of word was that? Pressure, as were the shoulders.
And there is Krzysztof Svaric of Poland in third place at the moment with the 159. But when this flips to the next page, you'll see one or two who've yet to start.
Well, we've got three lifters yet to begin their campaign. We've got Okulov of Russia, Pilishenko of Ukraine, and Markov of Bulgaria.
Okulov of Russia. Yeah, the Russians haven't been performing that well this week. Yeah, they picked up some gold and silver medals, but overall it hasn't been the sort of performance we would have expected. So I'm fascinated to see, you know, what sort of condition he's in. Particularly the men haven't really excelled. And the bar just whipping behind there with its own momentum. And that's a disappointment there, because that ends up by being two failures, and it drops him back. And he's left down the table in fifth place, but more significantly, with only 156 kilos. So Krzysztof Svaric now, and the bar at 164 kilos.
When a lifter drops a weight behind, as we've seen, just gives you an indication of how supple these men and women are in the shoulders. Very strong, but also very, very flexible to get into the positions that they do.
He's never won a major senior medal, this man, but he certainly knows his way around a platform.
Well, that looks soft in the elbows. He's doing the right thing. He's nodding as if to say, yes, I've got it.
2-1, split decision. So again, we want to have a look at this from the front.
The jury, are they going to go for the stop? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Are they going to overturn this decision? Watch the elbows here. Definite movement, double arm press out. Both elbows were soft, and then they straightened.
So they got away with the first one, but not the second one.
So looking at the jury and the questions that are being asked, the referees are saying, no, it was shoulder movement. Well, looking at our replay, it was definitely elbow movement.
Tina Byte, the president of the jury, once again tonight, hails from Denmark. She's been very active right the way through the championships, very supportive, and has done a very good job, I think, here.
So far, every decision that they've overturned is absolutely correct. Yeah, watch the elbows. Definite. Press out. May not be obvious to some of you watching back home, but hopefully by us highlighting it. The rules are the rules.
So Svaric has put the bar up to give himself a bit more time. Meanwhile, Karasevic of Belarus, 164, same weight, second attempt. He's in the lead at the moment, trying to enhance the advantage.
Well, it just shows if you're slightly out of position, it suddenly looks very, very heavy. His first attempt was really, really good. That one just in front. Bar's going to come down fairly quickly if he's in the wrong position.
Ukraine, Pilishenko, the champion, yet to start his campaign. Really good tonight. We've got families, we've got kids in. That's really good. And Karasevich, nobody else wants 164. As I said, Svadic of Poland has put the bar up for his next attempt, just to get a little bit more recovery time. And Okuov, the world champion, 165. He should be coming in shortly. And then Pilashenko, the defending champion at 170. Markov, world silver medalist, also at 170. Well, he's certainly fast onto the stage. Straight onto the bar.
Well, that's better, but not good enough. Well, very disappointing from Karasevich.
Yeah, because he's definitely got the strength, Mikhailo. It's just the technique.
Well, technically very good, but he's almost lifting beyond what he should be capable of because he's so technically good. And as a result, there's such a fine line for error. It's there, it's overhead, but when it's going behind, it's not safe to hold on to it. You cannot risk the shoulders and the elbows going. So he did the right thing by letting go. At least he lives to fight another day.
Yes, because it's one of those dilemmas, isn't it? Your inclination is to try and save it.
It is. It happens instinctively. It's not something you sit there and think, oh, right, I'll fight it now. It happens. But these lifters are well trained and they know when to let go.
So Russia, the appearance of the world champion, Artem Okuov, was a bronze medalist some 3 years ago in the European Championships. But if you look back at his record, he's quite an achiever. He's won world, junior world, youth and European junior titles in his time. 165 for the outright lead. Excellent.
Well, he's a very impressive lifter to watch. As you said, he's gone through the ranks. He's world champion as well. I mean, goodness me, what a reputation. And has he done a senior Europeans before? I don't have any results from him at a European.
No, his best he's done is a bronze medal. That was in Tel Aviv in 2014. But you're right, you know, the World Championship in Houston was impressive. 176, 215 for a total of 391. And he's posted an entry total of 375. So going on the cautious side, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. He's entered a total along with his coach, which reflects the condition he thinks he's in. So Russia lead from Belarus. Karapetyan, the man who lifted in the B group, still in the bronze medal position at this moment in time. And Svadic, who currently lies in 4th place. And this is a 7-kilo increase, but we are now up to 85 kilos body weight. But it's still a big test. If he wants to stay with the big boys, he's got to make this one.
It was never to arm's length, was it?
No.
Took a risk, increasing from the missed 164. He went up to 166. It hasn't paid off.
And as a result, he's left on 159 and is already 6 kilos short of the current leader, and we've still a ways to go. Now, we've seen the world champion. We're about to see the world silver medalist. And there was just a kilo between them in the favor of Okuov in Houston. And in Houston, Markov was the better of the two in the first half. He snatched 179, Okuov 176, but it was vice versa when it came to the clean and jerk. Well, he had posted 170 and he made a change coming down to 168.
Well, that did not impress me very much at all. Very sluggish. What was his body weight? Ivan Markov, he's weighed in at 84.75, so only just under. You don't know how many kilos he's had to lose in body weight, but that's a sign of a lifter that has just lost the spark in their legs.
And it also reflects what we've been talking about. We talked about the Russians being a little subpar. Well, the Bulgarians have been subpar so far at these championships.
Nothing that's jumped out and said, wow, is there?
No, not at all. So Markov now finds himself in a position where he has to follow himself. Pilashenko of the Ukraine biding his time. He posted 170. That hasn't changed.
Well, no, but he will be ready. I doubt he has any more warm-up attempts left. Pilashenko will be ready and poised, because theoretically, had Markov succeeded with that, he would have probably been the next lifter out. So he will be ready and waiting.
Pilashenko won.
There he is
73
now. But that was
in the Olympics.
That was 145 from Pilashenko in the warm-up room. That's a sign that he was ready and has just popped in another attempt just to keep his legs ticking over.
So Markov now 168.
Well, again, lacking the spark in the legs. And I'll be honest with you, David, I cannot see him doing this. He looks a little despondent. Not the Markov we've seen in the past. Good extension, but just jumping backwards slightly. Well, he's under pressure now. One attempt remaining.
Well, he's got 2 minutes, and that's the only thing that's in his favour. And is the field going to be reduced to 9, effectively? Because the odds are really against him here.
I think so. I think he's in real trouble.
Here you've got the situation. There's the world champion out front there with 165. And basically, the way things are, he's got Pilashenko to really worry about. So do or die, that's what this has come down to now.
Well, Okurov there just waiting and biding his time. He's ready to go. The competition being held up inconveniently by Markov at the moment. Last attempt.
European champion with 175 kilos that he snatched, but that was in Tel Aviv in 2014. He's not in that sort of shape tonight. And I'm afraid he has bombed out. Very disappointing for himself, his Bulgarian fans, his coaches, because all he's left to go for is a clean and jerk, and who knows, he might not even come out for that, but that's a real disappointment.
Well, he looks pretty angry right there.
Yeah, he's been a European champion. He's been second in the World Championships, fourth in the Olympic Games, but, well, I have to say, nowhere near that sort of form.
Just lacking the legs there. The spark is not there.
His biggest miss, actually, was in the London Olympic Games when he was fourth, and he missed out on body weight to the Egyptian Abdelazim. And now Pilashenko, the champion, coming out here. This man who was fourth in Rio, 5 kilos behind Denis Ulanov of Kazakhstan, who got the bronze in the 85 kilo final, won by the Iranian Khianush Rostami.
Well, what is happening here, David? A lot of red lights on the board.
Well, you know, the concern in terms of the competition here is that, you know, you got Okawov of Russia, who's already 5 kilos better than anybody else, and you know, if Pilashenko isn't careful, Okawov's going to run away with an unassailable lead.
One or two lifters not quite firing on all cylinders.
So 5 kilo increase for the world champion. Did 176 in Houston. That's his best ever in competition snatch. "15 seconds remaining."
Well, he was right onto his toes then as soon as the bar came off the floor. I'd like to see that one from the side.
Yeah. Gives Pilashenko maybe a little bit of hope.
Well, this could be decided. Goodness me, just looking at the board, there are so many red lights. Kicks the bar out as he extends through the middle.
Pilashenko now. Well, he won't be in bad shape if he makes this in relationship to Okawov. He will, though, if he misses it. That's much better. That was absolutely spot on in terms of where the bar had to be put.
Yeah, really good lifting there. That was a far more confident attempt than we saw in his opener. Almost powered it, caught it so high.
So Pilashenko gets the 170 at his second attempt. He leads, and now Okawov with also 170 third attempt. So he can't overtake Pilashenko. He's in silver medal. He's just consolidating the kilos to stay close to the defending champion. Russia versus the Ukraine at this moment.
Goodness me. Well, that could have been very nasty.
But Pilashenko, the defending champion, suddenly, after that first attempt failure, but the very good second attempt recovery, now finds himself 5 kilos ahead of the world champion.
Well, he got spat out the back door here. Somehow managed to get out of the way of it.
So Pilashenko has asked for the bar to go to 175 kilos. Just have a look what he did in the Olympic Games. Yeah, he did 175 in Rio. Well, obviously now, roles reversed. A couple of moments ago, I was talking about Okawov having a big advantage and running away. And now, this is a huge opportunity for the defending champion because he could put himself 10 kilos clear of the world champion and everybody else. And he's done it. He has done it. 3 white lights and a new record to boot.
Well, after a rocky start, really good recovery from Pilashenko. 170, 175. Fantastic lifting. Gives himself a nice cushion going into the clean and jerk.
I still think the second attempt was the best of the three technically, but the weights on the bar here, 175 kilos, third attempt, and well, he is in a very strong position now, because he's 10 kilos ahead of the world champion. Kharasevich of Belarus is on 160. That's 15 kilos behind. And Karapetyan from the B group, likewise 15 kilos behind, but there's nothing he can do about it. And then Svaric of Poland, 159, and that's what, 16 kilos off the lead. So they're suddenly really stretched out. Look at the amount of red there, but crucially on those second and third attempts. And that's going to be very hard for anyone really to catch up there. Pilashenko, who's perfectly capable of picking up 210 kilos in the clean and jerk. Kharasevich, who was participating in the World Championships, I think, if my memory serves, yes, in Almaty, but he's come on quite a bit since then. But having said that, I mean, 160, that's 10 kilos behind, excuse me, his personal best.
That's right. We just picked Karapetyan from the B group for that bronze medal. Karapetyan back from that nasty elbow injury that we saw in Rio.
Yeah, but not particularly impressive, because then 2 attempts at 164 and couldn't nail either of them. And then I suppose we've got to reflect on the world champion, Okuov, but he came out for 165, and that looked really good. Looked
really convincing, but unfortunately the 170 he attempted twice. The last one he somehow managed to get out of the way and not hurt himself. 165 is the weight that he will have to be content with at the halfway stage.
Yeah, and he's got a mountain to climb now, hasn't he? You know, I mean, it's not impossible, 10 kilos, and of course all he can do is plan to, or hope to, put in 3 good clean and jerks, but he has entered 205. Pilashenko has entered 210. So Okulov here in slow motion. But I wasn't expecting, you know, I was thinking earlier today, when I was looking forward to the field and everything else, having a world champion, a silver champion, a silver medalist, and the silver medalist has bombed out, not made any of his lifts. And Pilashenko bided his time, didn't start well, but finished well, which, as you've reminded us, is what really matters.
Absolutely. Missed his first attempt on 170, then got it. And this is the attempt at 175, third and final lift. That puts him 10 kilos clear of anybody else going into the clean and jerk.
Congratulations. 184, please. 30 minutes break.
Just lay it out.
Poštovani posjetitelji na gripama, svima skupa još jednom dobra večer I dobrodošli na Europsko prvenstvo.
Just about 3.5 minutes to go before the start of the clean and jerk. And if you were a betting man, I don't think you put your money anywhere other than Pilashenko at this particular moment in time. I would say that he's in a pretty strong position, and it's almost his to lose.
Yeah, I agree. Okulov, could he come back? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
So Pilashenko with a 10-kilo advantage over Okulov of Russia, Kharasevich of Belarus, 15 kilos off, like Karapetyan from Armenia, and then Christoph Svaric, only 1 out of 3, 16 kilos back, ahead of the best of the Germans, Michael Müller. So we'll take a little break, and then hopefully more success rather than failure in the clean and jerk. So there on the board, the opening weights posted by each of the lifters. Look at Pilashenko there, 210. And if you go to the top of the table, or nearly there, 205 for Okurov. Markov, of course, has bombed out, so he can go for clean and jerk medals, so he might be in there with the shout as well. But Pilashenko, the man to keep an eye on here. And I have to say, they kind of, you know, compared to a lot of the competitions in the week, that really wasn't very competitive. So I'm really rather hoping that they get their act together in this second half.
Well, it had the potential to be competitive, but Markov bombing of Bulgaria, that was a disappointment. And then there was a lot of failures. I don't think a one lifter, that's it. Just Tom Schwarzbach of Germany, who achieved 3 out of 3 lifts. Other than that, and Muller, both of the Germans actually have achieved 3 out of 3 lifts. Other than that, everybody's missed at least one, in most cases 2 lifts.
Well, it just shows you, because 10 lifters in the class, so that's 30 lifters, 17 failures in that, so that's over 50%. So now, big cheer for Amar Music. Only 1 out of 3 in the snatch phase. And let's hope that he gets a better sequence going. I think he's going to be a little more comfortable here, opening up on 184 kilos. And, well, some years ago, lifted up 194. 186, though, in Rio last summer. 10 seconds. Oh. Well, was he strong enough to do that?
Yeah, I think he was back on his heels.
I mean, he looked strong enough to...
There's not much you can do to move your feet when you're pushing into the floor to try and stand.
Yeah, I'd like to see this from the side as well, because...
You just can't adjust your feet or stagger into any position when you're exerting so much pressure downwards. So slightly off balance, that's all I think that was.
Well, the reality is that nobody else wants 184. So just thinking ahead to tomorrow, and a brand new category for women, 90 kilos. I'm interested to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, there's a few people right now trying to find their category, as it were.
Oh, and Ivan Markov, I did suggest that he wouldn't come out after the 3 failures, so we're down to 9 anyway, so he's decided that he's so disappointed. So more than 60 seconds for Amar to achieve this second attempt. He needs it. He will not want to go out of this hall without a total. Just looking at Amar's total, 336 in the Olympic Games. All-time best, 346.
Well, that's what's going to happen when you try pushing it overhead with your upper body instead of letting the legs do the work. This is a man under pressure, and I'm afraid it's pressure he's almost had inflicted on him without any opportunity to reply. He's got a massive crowd here that have come to support their home lifter. The clean was much better. He was in better balance, stood up okay. But here he tries pushing with the arms rather than driving with the legs. The legs are far stronger. That's where you get all the upward momentum from. Big, big lift now for this man. Just 1 attempt remaining to stay in the competition and make a total. Very despondent Markov in picture. Well, It's a wry smile. He's not an impressed man today. He's worked hard for this championship to bomb out on the snatch. Disappointing that we won't see him in the clean and jerk. Oh, even worse. That was not an autograph he was being asked for. He's been pulled for doping.
Yes, the independent anti-doping panel who attend all these championships, as a matter of routine, they usually take all the medalists, or certainly the overall medalists, but they're free to take whoever they want to for both blood and urine testing. And so, Rosic, well, on a home stage in front of this crowd, which just adds a little bit more. Now,
needs this to make a total.
it is absolutely vital he does this clean with the greatest of economy.
A tougher clean. Does he have the legs now?
He's got to fight for this.
It's overhead.
Yes. No. Well, I'll have to see that from the front because we're off angle here and I couldn't quite see.
Well, the jury were having a discussion, but one of the jury members said no, it was a press out, so the jury will not step in.
No, it's 2-1, and you're absolutely right. And the jury have to be unanimous if they want to turn over a lift. Crowd aren't very happy.
Well, let's have a look at the replay. Let's hope we get a headshot for this.
Yeah, we need head on. Here we go.
So clean was absolutely fine. No issues there. Let's take a close look at these elbows. Fine to adjust the hands. Yeah,
oh, there's
right.
yeah. Left arm and press out there very clearly. The crowd are not happy because they think their man's been hard done by. Coaches as well, but, you know, to be fair...
It was a press out.
Yeah, you know, when they look at the video, they'll know.
The crowd need to settle. Well, that's just as dodgy. There's no way he's getting that.
Well, this time, unanimity amongst the three referees.
So the rules stipulate the bar must travel to arm's length in one continuous movement. There can be no flexing and straightening of the elbows. He does not have a good elbow lock by the looks of it, but nonetheless, there was movement, definite flexing and extending. He's going to have to do a whole lot better than that.
And Mudareski of Belarus there. Now, only 1 out of 4 attempts made. Now, Kharasevich, the other Belarusian, in bronze medal position at the halfway stage.
Very impressive on his opening snatch. Great precision. And again, in the clean and jerk, he is a technician, making it look comfortable.
185 again. Mudareski, Belarus.
So that now takes him up into second place overall. And you might be wondering why he's second and not first. Well, he's got 3:45. What he does not have is 3:48. The man who has 3:48 is Krina Shorai of Albania. Lifted in the B group, wasn't so impressive in the snatch, but put in a 192 on his third attempt in the clean and jerk to give himself 3:48 and the lead. So in double quick time, Mudareski of Belarus out to try again.
So the clean is okay. Again,
No,
I don't
no,
know.
I can't see them giving that.
Very soft, isn't it?
Yeah.
No lead.
And now he's under extraordinary pressure.
Just to highlight something, as weightlifters, we do a lot of different conditioning exercises, but you don't want to do too much bicep work because that makes it look like the arms are bending. Lots of triceps, lots of shoulders, no biceps.
And at this stage of the clean and jerk, I wouldn't say that the new rule is having any effect at all.
No,
they're just lifting weights which they... I mean, I've always thought, Michaela, you might have your own comment on this. The first one you've done a million times, pretty confident you're going to get a good start. Second one stretches you a bit.
I love how you think the first one is a comfortable lift.
Well,
you only get 3 lifts, David, and you've got to start heavy. That's probably why we're seeing so many failures. But yeah, typically the first one is a lift that you have normally done in training, not always, but most of the time. But the new rule of body weight, so no longer does the lighter lifter win. That rule has been scrapped. The only thing body weights are good for is to check that the lifters have made weight. Thereafter, once the competition is underway, it's quite simply the lifter that gets to the weight first that takes the lead.
Delighted you don't disagree with me.
I wouldn't dare disagree with you, David.
Croatian's pretty crestfallen back in the warm-up room, but you know, that was the right decision.
It was. I was just seeing Pilechenko there, just starting his warm-up campaign, just with an empty bar, whilst the rest of the field are fighting their way through.
Now, this man needs support. So only 1 out of 5. He makes this, he gets a total. Now the clean, can he stand up? Oh, yeah, he's using up energy. One big effort. No, too much.
Well, that's 3 bombers we have had now in this men's 85 kilo category. What is going on? A lot of failures here tonight. This is not what we like to see, but it just shows, you know, these guys are pushing to the limits. They want the results, and they are putting everything on the line. So there's also, maybe worth pointing out, there's also been a big hold-up in the warm-up room. A load of these lifters now have had to delay their warm-up, hold themselves back, because there's been a lot of time delays.
So, Romain Idouchain for France. I have to say, it's quite enjoyable to see a good lift.
It is, and he's a good lifter, you know, technically very good, and he's looking sharp. And that's what the Germans and the French and the Spanish have brought to this championships, is sharpness. They've timed their preparation perfectly to be on top form here.
And you know, every time somebody bombs out, he has, as a 21-year-old Frenchman, very inexperienced, but he has the chance to get that higher finish. Higher finish, often more support financially, more opportunity. Michael Müller for Germany. Again, German lifters tend to do pretty well in the second half in the clean and jerk. Now Müller down in 6th place at the halfway stage. 157 kilos, but he did make all three attempts.
Oof. Oh, dear me. So, what went wrong there? Pretty much everything went wrong. Let's look at the replay. We'll see the clean to start with. Ideally, you want to hit that full extension and drop straight under. He almost pauses at the top, still pulling it. And now the jerk, a bit soft, but staggers sideways. Got to stay on the platform. He was out of control. As it starts to go, there's very little you can do to recover from that.
What was that all about, he said.
He's ripped his hand as well by the looks of it. The loaders are onto the stage, scrubbing the blood off the bar. Maybe from a shin. Has he got a ripped shin? Fanning him down, it's warm here. Just trying to get some air circulation in the warm-up room. Pilashenko looking on. He doesn't need to do too much just yet. There's still a good 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 14 or so lifts. This is about when he should be starting to put some weights on the bar.
Yeah, real opportunity to defend his title. I'm just looking down the previous winners here. And if I'm right, the last man to do it was actually way back. It was George Azanidze from Georgia, 2000, 2001, 2002. And his forte was the snatch. Always made loads of kilos in the first part. Olympic champion eventually. Georgians have got some big boys coming up in the super heavyweights.
We've got that to look forward to on Saturday.
Yeah, 3 titles to be decided. 105, the women's 90 plus. I'm intrigued with this decision to go 90 and 90 plus. I'm far from convinced about it, because I think what's going to be interesting is, you know, okay, you go 90 and 90 plus, and essentially it was rearranged because the International Olympic Committee wanted to have an equal number of opportunities for men and women in the sport. But I've got a funny feeling that we're not going to see increased weights.
Well, let's wait and see, but the 75 plus, 75 actually is quite a low body weight to have it as a plus category, so...
Well, Tatiana Kasharina's not going to lift any less. She's not going to weigh in any lighter either. So Muller trying to psych himself up here. All at sea at the first attempt.
It's better. It doesn't take... Oh dear, he's gone again. He's okay. Bit of line dancing going on there.
Yeah, it is a personal best by some way in the clean and jerk. But the best thing for him is that he's got a total now. And up goes Muller into overall second, 3:45. Still Krenar Shorai of Albania from the B group in the lead. As the coach was saying, now, we went through this, we discussed this.
All you've got to do is lift it.
Right, you know, so what on earth's going on? Do I have to explain it to you again?
Well, easier said than done.
But this is, there's the other side. And now Krzysztof Svaric of Poland. Now only 1 out of 3. I wonder what he's going to do with this opportunity. He's definitely a 190 man, but he needs to be more than that. There's growls around the stage.
205 is his best, set earlier this year. Comfortably to arm's length, no messing around. Well, what's he going to take for his second attempt? Surely, I reckon we're going to see more than 5 kilo increase.
198?
Yeah, possibly.
Tom Schwarzbach, 190 on the bar for his first attempt. Now, unlike his colleague, He's going for 4 out of 4 here. He's lifted more than 200 kilos in competition.
Oh, very good. He's a tall guy, as we said on the snatch. He had his hands right out to the edges of the bar. He's got the furthest for that bar to travel out of all the lifters in this A group. And doesn't he do it well?
Yeah, that will advance him and has advanced him to 3rd place overall. So still 190, the mark to beat to go in the lead. Khadasevich now. 191 to take the lead in the clean and jerk.
So good overhead. Lands it with conviction.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to see from a lifter. No messing around. Absolutely certain of where he's placing his feet. Certain of where the bar's going. It's either there or it's not. There's no in-between with this man. This is a textbook lift. Stand strong. He's not physically strong enough to push it. Has to drive it overhead.
Yeah, the World Championships in Almaty total up 369, so he's short of that, but he's gone into 1st place, running total of 351. So just to point out in the clean and jerk, though, he's still only in 3rd place because Karol Samko of Slovakia actually clean and jerk 195. So Michael Muller 193. I'd like to think he's going to get it, but we know he's going up again. Got up to 196, and the bar 194 now for Romain Imadouchine of France. And 194 for him represents a 7-kilo increase, which is on the money really for the 2nd attempt. This is where you're going to traditionally take the bigger leap.
Wall sits down, and he's gone out the back. He's okay, though.
Yeah, that's the 2nd time he's gone out the back. He went out the back in the snatch as well.
Well, if you watch the replay, you'll just see that rather than driving straight out, the bar had knocked him backwards, and he just relaxed. There's not much you can do to recover.
It'd really be much better to see this from the side, really, wouldn't it? Ah, here we go.
Well, not too zoomed in too much there.
Yeah.
So if you're ever front squatting heavy or cleaning heavy and you can't get up with it, all you do, exactly what you just saw then, put your elbows together and you should be able to drop it comfortably. No need to do the extravagant bit and fall on your backside though. Pilechenko getting himself ready. He's due to come in on 210. He's got to wait a little while before he's out. But doing his lifting suit up now so that he does the last few warm-up attempts, feeling ready and prepared in the same outfit he's going to be wearing on the platform.
So they've had a little chat about what to correct and how to go about this. So 194, it's his 3rd attempt. But as you rightly said, this is his international debut on a big competition stage with all the lights and the television cameras. So he'll learn a lot for this. He's a man for the future.
Whoa. Oh, fair play. Had it to arm's length.
Yeah.
He's a young man that's got a lot to learn. And he certainly will. He'll go away from here desperately disappointed. but he'll come back stronger. He'll go away and work harder, and we'll see him again.
So he ends up with a total of 339. Let me put that into context for you. Junior Europeans a couple of years ago, 321 and 339. He's got a best of 345. So if one or two lifts had gone his way, he would have probably just about got there.
He's not far off, and as you said, he is young. He's got a lot in the tank. I'm sure over the next few years he'll be developing at a rapid rate right now, but he's desperately disappointed, and you know, it just shows the passion that these lifters have.
It's also difficult when you're in a team which has had a lot of success. Now, Christoph Schwaritz opened up on 190. 5 kilos up, less than we expected. Being conservative, good clean. Shot overhead.
Well, he's playing this step by step.
I think he's doing the right thing. I mean, I'm not sure whether it wouldn't have been good to have taken an extra couple of kilos, but hey, you know, he's in the overall lead, he's in the clean and jerk lead, but there are dangers lurking out there in the shape or form of Pilashenko and also Okurov, the world champion.
I'm not sure that Schwarz is going to be in contention for top 2 places, but it is wide open, I would say, right now for the bronze medal.
Strasbach, Germany, second attempt.
Hit him hard at the bottom, kept it moving. Was there, just needs to recover, well done.
Yeah, he's definitely a cut above Michael Müller and Tom Schwarzbach going into overall second place, the lead in the clean and jerk. Totally up 352. He's only a couple of kilos behind Schwarich. And Poland first, Germany second, overall third at the moment, Kharasevich. All three of those men have got one opportunity remaining. And now Michael Müller. Now Müller at this moment, 345. He's 7 kilos behind his teammate. So even though this is, what is this? It's a big leap. This is 8 kilos, yeah.
He's got his work cut out to achieve this. This is a big attempt.
8 kilos. This will take him to 353, a kilo more than his teammate. Well, he's asked himself a heck of a question. He's never been here before on a competition stage. Fair play. Well, the hips were left behind, the bar went forward, and it was worth the attempt, I think.
Yeah,
why not?
He gave it everything. That would have put him into medal contention, but not to be today. Disappointing.
Yeah, and you can see he is just that.
Not splitting long enough. If he can't drive it higher, he's got to split wider to get his body underneath.
So, Kharasevich now, third and final attempt. The last throw of the dice for him, 5 kilo increase, 351, which will take him to 356, put him into first place. Already a bronze medal from the first part of the competition, the snatch.
Oh, no way. I don't think he's getting that. His left arm, the right, as we look at it, was a clear press out to me.
Yeah, and he knew it because he looked round at that scoreboard and he didn't do what he should have done, which is look super confident. And the jury though, well...
Oh, jury have stopped the competition.
Now, here you go.
So, on the right of the screen as we look at it.
Left arm. Ooh.
Well, I called it as I saw it.
I think he might get that, you know. There's a lot of arm movement there.
And the jury have overruled.
Yeah, which shows that they don't just...
I don't know,
I'd like to see that again, but
yeah,
I mean,
no,
but actually...
I called that as I saw it, but hey, I'm not the jury.
I think the other thing is that, you know, to be fair to you, McCann, we're not absolutely straight on. So, but anyway, it doesn't really matter.
I don't like getting it wrong, David.
No, I know, okay, but fine.
I'm still, yeah, I would like to see another replay because I don't think well, hey-ho. It's been overruled. So, what's going on now? Still got the technicals. There's a stop on the clock. I'm not sure we're going to see another replay here, are we?
Okay. Pavel Hadasevich finished total with 356 kilograms.
Yeah, so he's made 4 out of 6. He gets the lift, 356. Hadasevich of Belarus in the lead. Krzysztof Svadic down to second place, but he's still got a 1 attempt to play with. Tom Schwarzbach likewise for Germany, but the bar now going up to 200 kilos. Now, this is well in excess of double body weight here. The world champion, well, he didn't do as well as we anticipated. He had 165 from the first competition, or the snatch, and in fact, 198 on the bar. So 363.
Well, Okhov has decided to come down in weight, down to 198. That's normally a sign that something hasn't quite gone to plan in the warm-up room. And
yeah, because he posted 200, didn't he?
And he's waiting now on the side of the platform, ready to come out.
Technical. That was really good by the technical control. He came way over just to make sure that that bar was secure.
Well, that's why there was a stop, a momentary stop, because they changed the weights in the warm-up room, but the bar had already been loaded to 200 here, so they had done it in time in the warm-up room. That must have been why there was a pause.
So more than half a minute at his disposal. So 165 plus 198, looking for the overall lead. Brings that left foot forward, and that's the total achieved there, 363. He's now 7 kilos in advance of Hadasevich, and he's on his way.
Well, that looked really impressive for a first attempt. Doesn't look to be anything wrong with this, stands really well, and super dynamic overhead, splits nice and even. Great effort.
So Russia with the advantage over Belarus, then Poland, Svaric, and it'll be Svaric to come in now again, and this time a 4 kilo increase. So what he's looking to do I should say, is to get into the lead in the clean and jerk and solidify his position amongst the overall medals. So an extra 4 kilos will take him to 358 and push him up from third to second. No worries with the clean.
He's done well. He needs to stand though, and he has.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
He's done everything he can in this championship.
Do you know what's a real shame for him, you see, is those 2 snatch failures at 164, 166. Can you imagine now if he got that 166, he'd have 7 more kilos and he'd be sitting there at 365.
Well, it's all what ifs. At the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of what ifs asked from most of these lifters backstage at the end.
Snatch, who's never won a senior medal.
Well, he's in a position. The question is, can anybody deny him?
Well, Schwarzbach's in good humour, and the bar's gone up 5 kilos now to 201. This 201 will give him an extra 5 kilos, correct, and that will take him to 357, and it'll put him into 3rd place overall, and also in the lead in the clean and jerk. Once again, gets hit pretty hard, but manages to clean.
So close. So close. What a shame.
Stays in 3rd place in the clean and jerk at the moment. Just want to put that into context. He finishes on 352. That's 4 kilos. Well, it's better than he did in the World Championships in 2014, but not as good as he did in the European Championships in 2015. Well, we're still to see Pilashenko. Pilashenko, we should say, he posted 210 as his opening attempt, and he's brought that all zooming down to 202, and why not? Because he's playing to the circumstance. So, the defending champion, the winner of the gold medal, the man who started this second half with a 10-kilo advantage. He looks quite the part on the stage, doesn't he? He's got a sort of presence about him.
Well, he's still got 2 attempts remaining. There is still another lifter, Okwov, who could potentially go ahead on the clean and jerk. Can't see Okwov getting anywhere close to the overall gold medal.
Well, he's 14 kilos behind Okarov, so that would be quite some margin. What's interesting now, Mikhail, having a look at this in terms of overall situations, Svaric has surely got the bronze.
Yep, he cannot be knocked off that position.
Isn't that good news for him? You know, I mean, Svaric, I'm not saying he's old, but he's 26. He's been one of the...
He's definitely not old.
No, but what I'm saying is he's one of the men we've seen around for quite a few years.
Well, when you're persistent and you keep putting in the performances, then you've got a chance.
So, Okarov, world champion, 203. Okay, so total 368, but he goes ahead of Pilashenko in the clean and jerk by a kilo. So he's sort of nibbling up Pilashenko's advantage, but he's not going to bite all the way.
No, I don't think so. I think Okwov right now, he's going to be content with a silver medal overall, but he's going to attempt to try and take the gold on the clean and jerk. Pilashenko, 2 replies remaining.
So there's the overall situation there. Pilashenko with still 2 attempts to come. Okarov with 1 more to play. So the bar going to 210 kilos, and this is a judgment call here. Well, in fact, it's gone to 211 now for Pilashenko. And this is a 9-kilo increase.
Well, goodness me, I'm just looking at the weight Okwov has posted. He's surely not going to attempt that, but he's gone for 220.
220 would be, I'm just having a look at the records here just to make sure. 220 at 85 kilos would beat Zlatan Vanev's clean and jerk record by 3 kilos.
Well, we've got 211 first.
Well, this is Pilashenko's second step. He's still got one more attempt after this. He's in a very strong position. Well, the clean was better, and I thought he was better balanced, but the jerk, well, interesting now, because now the gap between Okurov and Pilashenko is 9 kilos. So obviously Pilashenko is going to come out and have a go at this again, because 9 kilos would absolutely surely put this beyond Okurov's call. And Okurov's, they're still on 220, isn't he?
Surely Pilashenko right now is going to come out on the same weight again. There's no need for him to go any heavier. Gets this, and surely it's out of Okurov's reach.
Yeah, Okurov would just surely go for the clean and jerk. Or is he going to go mad and try and get a European record?
No, he'll go for the gold before any records.
Well, that would be the appropriate thing to do.
So if Pilashenko misses this, I think we'll see Okurov coming out at 212 probably for the gold, for a shot at the overall gold. Is he really going to go 220? I don't think so. He's got a best ever for 215.
Well, just for fun, the clean and jerk world record is held by Kianush Rostami, 220 kilos. But anyway, before we get to that, let's deal with this. So 211 kilos. Settle. Well, he didn't. Well, he.
Just incredible to watch. The man clearly enjoying the moment on the platform. And surely Okurov has no reply to that. Okurov surely now will just go 212. An attempt at the gold on the clean and jerk, but he's not going to get anywhere near the gold overall. That has already been decided, and here is the lift which secures Pilashenko the gold. Really solid overhead, staggers around to recover.
Well, it's been posted as a record, yet I can't fathom that, to be honest. But anyway, it's irrelevant. Now, the bar has come down from 220 to 212. So this is a 9 kilo increase. He needs 212 to take the gold medal in the clean and jerk. He's already secured the silver medal overall, the world champion. Well, he's played that well. Tactically, he's played that extremely well.
Well, some outstanding lifting from a good few lifters here in the clean and jerk, but these two guys, well, they were in a league of their own.
The Russian gets a worthy consolation prize, but Alexander Pilashenko of the Ukraine, he, the man who won the title in Norway, and Pilashenko at the age of 24, now defends the title. In Norway, just a year ago, he totaled up 372. Today, he's taken the title with 386 kilos. 386 kilos. That would be, well, that exceeds the under-23 European record by a kilo. So the Ukraine get their first championship title here. And there are the clean and jerk results. You can see Okhtyrov, that 9 kilos, not easy to do. He lifted really well in the clean and jerk and deserved that. And then just looking a little bit further down, Pilashenko, and the bronze medal, of course, going to Svaric, who also gets the overall bronze. So that's a special moment in his roll of honour.
Yeah, first time he's medalled on the senior stage, so he'll be leaving with a bit of silverware.
And just having a quick look in a moment at the medal table. Just trying to see if, yeah, adding Svaric to Poland's score, but Ukraine now very much on the medal roster. Well, we had to wait a little bit, but it was worth it in the end because we then got some very decent lifting.
It was a little slow to start. The snatches were somewhat disappointing, quite a lot of failures, but hey, that makes up the competition. It's not just about who succeeds with the lifts, it's how many lifts you can, avoid from turning red. So it's been a good recovery.
And there, the clear leader, Pilashenko, really extending his dominance, and back-to-back victories for him in the 85 kilo championship of Europe. So we're going to just desert you for a little while whilst the furniture is arranged on the stage and the medals put on the cushions and the flags attached to the bars, and for the presentation